Hello, welcome to the Goonz podcast for your latest and greatest on sports, politics, and entertainment. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Instagram, and Twitter at the Goonz Podcast, TheGoonz Podcast. Thank you and enjoy.
So we talked about Devin Booker and Damian Lillard. So I want to get y'all's bubble MVP and then your bubble all first team. So go like.
All right, so bubble MVP, I'm gonna give it to my boy Dame Lillard.
I can't be mad at that.
I mean,
3
60-point games.
Two
The
games.
dude's just been on fire. Put some respect on his name.
Yes, sir.
61, bro.
Yeah,
61 to 61.
He's just too cold. I mean, and especially if they make the 8th seed, I think it's just unanimous. Like the dude fought his ass off. He's been getting the most playing minutes. So I'd give him the.
And by the way, Damian Lillard, all of his shoes are $61 on Adidas.com if y'all want to go cop a pair.
Hey, my man's real, bro. He don't be inflating the market.
Sir.
But as far as my first team goes, I'm going to go Dame Lillard, obviously, the first. Then I'm going to go with my boy Luka Doncic.
Luke?
Dallas Mavericks.
Surprise.
32
Bias,
points,
okay.
11 rebounds, 11 assists. After that, I'm going with my boy Giannis. Antetokounmpo.
He's the MVP.
Hey,
Elite.
if a man can headbutt somebody, you know he's doing the right
I tell
thing.
you, man.
He gonna be
That's a Nigerian in him, man.
Man, that wasn't a headbutt, man. He did
you
not
know he
headbutt
gonna
him.
fight for you, bro.
That was a headbutt.
That was not a headbutt.
And he
Man,
should have suspended more games.
He was just trying to touch. You know, they just do it head to heads, like trying to get in his face.
No,
The dude just flopped. He did not headbutt him.
That's a headbutt.
He just
by
did this lightly.
No,
No, bro, come on,
This
man.
person was coming right
That was a violent headbutt.
That was
bro.
not a headbutt.
Hey, he only got suspended
Cap.
one game. Hey, if that's any player,
That's
other than
DeMarcus
Giannis,
Cousins.
he's getting
not
ejected for life, bro.
Dwight Howard
come
did
on,
that.
man.
Yeah, I mean,
Punishment was light as
bro,
hell.
that he headbutted him like a bullet, bro.
That wasn't a
That was
headbutt.
like Zinedine Zidane in the soccer World Cup.
Man, let me watch this again. 'Cause I don't
Bro,
think
he
it was
was
a headbutt.
he
Bro,
was
that
like
was
one
a
of those
headbutt,
soccer
dog.
moves, man, where he like straight up came head first into the Mohawk. And Mohawk were flying too, bro. Come on now.
He's like 7 foot.
Yes,
He's not no skinny guy.
All right, so I had Lillard, Doncic,
Giannis.
Antetokounmpo, and I'll put Giannis at center actually.
They're in no position. Just
It's
give
a
your
good positionless.
All right, and then my boy James Harden, and then I'm in between Booker or Michael Porter, and
Are you crazy?
hey man, I like
It's
Michael
not even
Porter,
a debate.
bro.
Yeah.
It's not even a debate.
I like Michael Porter, but I'm gonna give it to Booker.
Yeah, okay, you better come to your senses. But my boy Booker deserves it.
So Doncic, Harden, Book, Giannis,
Lillard.
and Lillard. Bro, that's cold.
Stop,
right
what you
there.
got?
MVP, I got Damian Lillard.
Got Damian.
Damian Lillard. And then point guard, Damian Lillard. Shooting guard, I'll go Devin Booker.
Yes, sir.
Small forward, I'll go. I'll give him with TJ Warren. Something
Hey,
like
MJ Warren.
MJ
don't,
Warren,
Don't
bro.
call him TJ Warren. Call him MJ Warren from now. on.
Kawhi
Cap.
Leonard
Boy,
2.0.
I'm tripping, man.
Cap.
I don't think he's gonna continue this run.
Bro, my man averages like 33 points
Man,
per
it's the
game.
Pacers, dog.
Huh?
It's Pacers. Who else they got?
That Oladipo came back.
All
Brogdon.
flexibility
Their
in the
Pacers are healthy. What are you talking about? They're legit.
I don't know, man.
Come on, man. Y'all gotta give him a MJ Warren some
Hey,
love.
bro,
man.
he's putting up stats, but I look at the overall resume.
We're talking about the bubble, all right?
Mm.
Top five, yo.
Bubble
There's so
Warren.
many people.
I'm not talking about like NBA over. I'm talking about the bubble.
Yeah, he's been averaging 33 points per game in the
The other
bubble.
guy
Yeah,
is-
stick with your pick, man.
Yeah, then is Gary Trent for a bubble.
What?
Bro,
I'll put him in
what?
there. Hey,
How you not giving
we
that
never
to
knew
Gary?
Gary Trent until the bubble came.
So how you not give it to Michael Porter? You didn't know him?
No,
Nah, I knew
Michael
Michael
Porter was
Porter.
a name.
Yeah.
Like,
Nah,
he had
he
a
was
name
a
for
name,
himself.
bro.
I'm giving
He was
the-
a
I'm
top
giving-
14 pick. in
But
the
he
NBA
really-
draft.
I'm smarter
emerged in
than
the
I'm sticking
bubble.
up for the little guy.
He emerged in the bubble, though.
No,
Michael
Gary
Porter.
Trent's been hooping, bro. You can't complain on that pick.
Alright.
I can't complain about that.
Who's
Okay,
next?
and then lastly,
Come on, man. We got all day.
I'll give my boy Porzingis some love.
Hey,
Kristaps
man,
Porzingis. He's
Porzingis-
been balling, dude.
What is
Porzingis,
this list, yo?
Porzingis
He's another
got-
little guy.
he had plus 11 points per game in the bubble, bro. You can't hate. He was the top four.
What
I'm
are
with
the five
20
again?
years.
What are the five?
Lillard, Gary Trent, TJ Warren, or Devin Booker, TJ Warren, then my boy Kristaps Porzingis.
That's a trash.
That for bubble.
That's the bubble lineup, bro.
All right.
That's the bubble
They've been
lineup. What
hot.
you mean? All right, tell me your turn.
Dame, D-Book, Luka.
Forgot about Bobo.
Yeah, I'm gonna put Luka at the 3. AD, Giannis.
What? AD?
Yeah.
Bro, AD's actually been not that good. They're shooting.
Yeah,
he's been
some
shooting
games,
pretty
but
bad.
then the other
He had
games,
like 2 games where he was like
Let me see.
less than.
Then there were like 3 games where he had like 40. What? Yeah, so AD, and I'll say Giannis as center. I can't think of any good centers right now.
Kristaps, bro.
They got Jokic.
Yeah, but
Jokic
Giannis,
is-
I feel like Giannis. is
What about
better than
Nurkic? He's
both.
been doing
I
good
mean,
too.
you can't complain about Giannis.
Yeah, but Giannis is outplayed. Like
Giannis-
Giannis is probably still averaging like 30 and above.
Forgot about Bobo. He was super hype in the beginning.
No, that was in
Bobo
the regular.
Well, last
preseason.
time we were here, y'all said the Bobo might be better than Michael Porter, and I told y'all was it Osama? I was like, I'll be David.
Yeah, I'll admit I was wrong about that. Yeah, no. But
Well,
who's
he
your
lost-
MVP? Who's your MVP?
Is it?
Dang.
Michael Porter.
Harden. Hey,
Oh.
I can't be mad at that.
Damn, James Harden.
He has
it.
You
I
mean-
explain yourself.
I mean, look at the teams they beat.
They
bro.
beaten some pretty good teams. Been averaging.
They should've-
that bio talk.
Yeah, they should. Yeah, they beat.
I'm all in for Harden. You know me. Yeah.
What's their
That's
record?
my man.
I mean, they've only lost 2 games.
It was their,
One?
4-2.
Yeah.
Yeah, but,
Well, no. We'll
they
give
rested.
I mean,
They beat
really,
the good
it
teams,
is
though.
D-Book though, because he's undefeated.
Yeah, my MVP
It's
prediction
D-Book.
is D-Book too, because they
Oh,
7-0. Yeah, 7-0.
I mean, he's 7.
I can't be mad at that.
7-0.
And he also, like,
Undefeated, bro. Like
that game
winning.
winner he made.
What's that schedule looking like, though?
Bro, they're playing some tough teams. They beat the Clippers. I mean,
they beat
that's a big
everyone,
one.
bro. They beat the Lakers.
They beat the Thunder,
Clippers,
the playoff team. So I mean, they've been playing some really good teams.
I respect that.
Yeah,
and I think
that's
that game winner, bro, that shot that he made over
That's
Kawhi
like 3
and
people.
Paul George,
yeah.
I think that's his
the
biggest
shot of the
shot.
bubble
That's
right there.
that's his biggest shot. That's a big moment. Is the damn near is the 61.
Yeah, beating a fully healthy Clippers is nothing to like. That's a tough
It
thing.
was
to do.
Kawhi and Paul just draped on him,
Bro,
right?
look,
Yeah.
look at that defense. Like,
Yeah,
literally,
bro, like-
he can't-
Damn, look at that.
If you look at that replay, like Paul George is like this close to like blocking that, and if
I
the
don't know how he like got that ball off, bro.
Like I really don't know how that ball he was able to get it off. The dude was literally right there.
Did you see that Bleacher Report with like the Kobe, the spirit pick where he was laying on the ground?
dude, he's
Yeah,
he's
goosebumps,
the
bro.
closest thing we got to Kobe left, man. So I that's my MVP, D-Book. So I got Lillard as my.
Look at
point
Kawhi
guard.
showing emotion. Look at you, Kawhi, speaking to your teammates.
Wait, what was your five again?
Dame, Book, Luka, AD, Giannis.
All right, you picked Harden as MVP for you to put him in your top 5.
I mean, I said in all reality, I said D Book is actually because he's 7-0. It's hard to go 7-0
Yeah.
and not call you top 5.
Yeah,
Top five.
Yeah, I got D-Book for me.
But Harden, I mean, look, I'm sure Harden has better numbers than him, like dead ass. Like Harden's probably averaging like 33, 8-8. But he's 4-2.
Yeah, Harden's averaging 33, 7.6 rebounds, 8.6 assists.
Man, 33, 8-8.
Yeah, pretty much. So
What's your 5, bro?
my 5, I got D-Book MVP, 7-0 is 7-0. I got Dame Lillard
Damian Lillard.
as the point guard, James Harden as shooting guard. No surprises there.
Small forward.
I got TJ Warren as my small forward.
Hey.
As I said, MJ Warren.
Stick up for the little guy.
I got Giannis, and
Small.
then I
Fine.
got Luka Doncic as the fifth, bro. Like,
Hamza got mad at me because I told him the truth that James Harden, they built an offense around him ball hogging. That's all. He's like, no, he's a playmaker. No, he's not. He's a ball hog.
We don't say play.
He's not.
We don't say ball. hog,
He's not a playmaker. He's a professional ball hog. But
8.6 assists per game.
bro,
Come on
you,
now.
You can ball hog and get a bunch of assists.
No, you
No,
can't.
man.
Yeah,
how
bro,
do you get assists when you ball
Bro,
hog? I
you
don't
can
get
ball hog. Their offense is literally Harden, ball hog, and everyone else are open.
Have you seen the offense without Harden?
Yeah.
It's Jeff Green
literally
ISO,
trash.
bro. Who wants to see
Huh?
that?
You want to see a Jeff Green ISO? You want to see Austin
No.
Rivers ISO?
All I'm saying
Oh, I
is
thought it did that for you.
their whole system is literally built around Harden's going to ball hog, and everyone else is going to move around his ball hog, and he'll get you open. And
Yo.
if it's not Harden ball hogging, Westbrook is going to ball. Their offense is
The system is
don't
for
say
them
it's
to create
playmaking.
3-point shots for
By
the
ball
people
hogging.
around him.
No.
No.
The system is for Harden to score, and if he can't score,
No.
then he'll pass
The
it
system
out.
is for him to penetrate he gets double teamed after every play anyway.
Yeah, they were doubling him.
And when that happens, the shot's opening up for everybody.
Hey,
bro.
I'm not mad at it. Hey,
No,
I respect it.
I just think ball saying he's a
At the end of the day,
I don't think that's
being a ball hog. Like Kobe was a ball hog too.
No, Kobe was not a willing passer like that.
Okay, doesn't mean
So Kobe never averages 10 assists like Harden did in his 2-3 years ago.
You can't compare though. It's a different time.
Yeah.
It's like the league was set up to where it was just all about.
Nah, this literally, bro. If Kobe was playing right now, he'd win a championship. He'd fit into the system so.
Dude,
perfectly.
he would obviously he was a better player. But I'm saying James Harden, he has that better handle. He plays a whole different game than Kobe played.
I mean, Harden's
Harden game is a step back threes.
I give him MVP, but hey, he's the MVP because they built a system around him, Baja.
But regular season,
dude,
I sort of agree though. Because in playoff, I don't think that's gonna work. The intensity is a lot higher. Yeah, like down the clutch.
When you say playmaker, it makes it seem like he's going out there to initiate an offense.
That's exactly what he's doing.
In all reality, it seems like
Tell me, who do you think is a playmaker?
It's too much load on one person, bro.
Name a playmaker.
Let me think. A playmaker to me is like dudes like I see the ones I think of aren't really great players.
I mean,
LeBron's a playmaker.
But every pass that LeBron makes, Harden could do the exact same thing.
But he doesn't make when LeBron makes Harden's passes are very I don't know how to explain it. But when you watch Harden,
Harden's a pinpoint passer, bro. He's a legit passer.
He has the ability.
Passer.
He has the being a good having.
Okay, let me ask you this: do you think Luka's a playmaker?
Yes.
More than Harden, yeah.
Yeah, and they have literally the exact same game.
No,
so how can you say that Harden is not a playmaker?
They don't have the same game.
Yeah, they do. Luka takes step back threes.
No, I'm not talking about.
That's what Harden does. That's how he scores.
You're talking about his skills.
Yes.
He has the same. They have the same skills,
and
but their mentality, the way they play basketball,
Luka's actually said. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
No, Luka
looks to score.
Look up the shot attempts, man. I bet you Luka is definitely more efficient.
And not just that.
Harden is efficient too, dude. If you look at it, percentages, shooting percentages.
He's a great ball hog. Him ball hogging is a better shot than him pass. I understand why they made a system around him ball hogging.
Look, by definition, I would say the technical definition, he's a ball hog. He has the ball in his hands all the time to score or either pass the ball. But that's every star player that does that, bro. You're gonna want the ball in your best player's hands. Westbrook, Harden, your best player. You're gonna want the ball in AD, LeBron's hands to make the play.
The way the Rockets do it with Harden has never been seen before, bro. We've never seen this before.
I know, because they just want to jack up.
No, I'm not talking about them just shooting threes. I'm talking about the way they just they rely on two players to ball hog to get an offense. And I respect it, bro.
It's playmaking, dude. Playmaking. You can't say Westbrook averaging 10 assists for 4 straight years is a ball hogger. He willingly passes the ball. He makes the right play when you need him to. Westbrook sometimes makes the play, I would say, but Harden always makes
just because you're a good passer and you get a bunch of assists doesn't mean that you don't.
But see, look, you're saying that the game is completely the same. It's actually not. Most of Luka's play style is off the pick and roll.
Yeah.
Harden is ISO.
It's literally give him the ball. Harden's going to do this.
In the beginning of his career, it's because Luka plays with, you got to let the personnel that he plays with. Luka plays with Porzingis. Of course he's going to have more pick and rolls. He plays with Maxi Clay, but they have bigs that can shoot. They want to have the pick and roll.
How about last year when he didn't have Porzingis? He was
they ran the Clint Capella pick and roll when they had a big man.
That's not Luka's fault.
You did not see how many lobs
that's how D'Antoni set up the offense.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying
it's about personnel. Obviously, if you give him Porzingis, they're going to run more high pick and rolls.
But why did they? I literally said all I said is they built a system. They traded the player that would keep them be able to keep running those pick and rolls. So they can have no one there, so they can give Harden the ball or Westbrook the ball every play, and they ball hog every play. Ball hog to me means this: before you look to initiate any kind of offense, you look to initiate something for yourself first. You don't look to initiate offense for the team. You initiate offense for yourself, and then the team moves around that, and you get them an open shot. That is not what LeBron does.
It's a more efficient system.
No, I mean, LeBron is definitely a pass first guard, but he's going to have the ball in his hand. It doesn't matter if you want to pass first or score first. The ultimate goal is to score the ball.
When I say he's a great ball hog, I literally just mean his ability to score is just so good that every play, the way to initiate an offense, it's with Steph. When Steph his ability to shoot was just so insane that the defense had to go out that way. It built an offense around that. Harden's ability to ball hog and just be a great player. They
I
built a. You just
get
don't like
disrespected every time you say ball hog.
Y'all just like to get offended.
Because look, to me, ball hog has a
ball
negative
hog.
connotation. It's
But
like
I don't mean it negative.
there's a good shot available, but you don't pass the ball, you take the back shot.
The best
Harden
player-
does not do that. If you want, okay,
The
if Harden was a ball hog,
the two best
okay,
players of all time are ball hogs.
Hear me out here. Hear me out.
Kobe and
If Harden was a ball hog, right? If somebody would a double team, he would try to break the double team, try to force it, try to score, turn it over, try to take the step back shot. He doesn't do that. If the defense steps up and he gets help from the left side, he makes the right pass to Eric Gordon, PJ Tucker.
Let me give you a stat.
Covington.
Let me give you a stat. So first of all, Luka is way younger, and his usage rate is less than Harden. So Luka usage rate is 36%, Harden 39%. He's also taking less foul shots per game at 9, and where Harden's taking about 15 foul shots a game. So he's definitely doing a lot more at a younger age. So how can you not make that comparison? I mean, I still think skill-wise Harden's a little bit better, but I think at such a young age to be doing it with a lower usage rating and lower free throw count and putting up those same numbers, and I also just think Luka's play style is more efficient. Can I finish? So I think Luka's play style is definitely a lot more efficient. He works out the pick and roll and not an ISO system. And when you get into the playoffs, what's going to happen is Harden is going to get drained because he's always trying to do these ba-ba, and like freaking all these moves, step back. Man, that drains you. What Luka does, he works in a smart way, efficient way. He gives he takes what the defense gives to him. He'll do a pick and roll. He'll try to get the feel for it. He'll pass the ball. He'll make the right pass. I just think it's more efficient and more. There's more.
Can I speak now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I speak now? Go ahead. I think that hurts Luka, dude, because the team around him needs him to be the one to score. Needs him to be the one that's going to be aggressive every single play. That team has Porzingis as second best player, which is not a reliable option. You have other players like Maxi Clay, but they're all role players. Like just how the Rockets have role players around them, you want to have Luka do what Harden does for them to win every single night. We saw against the Blazers game, right? Lillard was taking every goddamn shot possible. He was aggressive. He wanted to win that game. He needed to be aggressive. We saw Luka. He was passing the ball. He was so passive. And he was so unaggressive.
They're still trashing the bubble.
And he was technically he did make the right play, which is to pass it to the corner at the end of the game and then have those like Trey Burke or something missed it, right? That's the right play. But sometimes you have to be able to take that shot, be aggressive, and just like what Harden does. So I think that it sometimes hurts Luka for him that when he does that.
I partially agree, just because I think, first of all, he's younger, he has a lot to learn. So obviously, he needs to know in the situations where he needs to pass and when to shoot. So I agree with that. But what I don't agree with is just you giving it to Harden when it's a close game in the playoffs and it's super intense, and running an ISO system and just having Harden chunk it. It's not an efficient shot.
No, but
you want them to make a smart play and run the same system you've been running the whole regular season.
In the fourth quarter, you rely on ISO.
You rely on James Harden. It comes down to, and when you look at the 2018 playoffs, right? It came down to KD, Curry, and Clay, their top three guys, with Chris Paul, Harden, Eric Gordon. They were going to take the shots. They were going to touch the ball, right? Yeah. So it comes down to your best player taking. I do agree that maybe Harden in the third quarter, in the second quarter, maybe he can make a couple more passes here. I have one big criticism I have of Harden. He doesn't take the mid-range shot. I think he could take the mid-range shot.
I agree.
And when they're doubling you or they're like playing overly aggressive to take that mid-range shot to get him off you, it's like a Kobe. It demoralizes you as a defense if you see a couple of shots going.
No, but
I do agree that he should be making a little bit more smarter plays that way and not just taking a stupid step back three. Yeah.
So one quick comment.
I want the ball in the fourth quarter and James Harden, Westbrook, Chris Paul of the world to have.
So one quick comment. So how can you say you want a team to not run the system they've been running the whole year? The whole 72 games. They've been working in situations where they know Harden and Luka they're going to create, they're going to be inside, they're going to penetrate, and then they're going to dish it out, and they're going to live and die by the three, or they're going to give what the defense gives them and give them layup. But then all of a sudden in the fourth, you want them to completely 360 that and just play an ISO game, which they haven't. They haven't tried, I guess, throughout the whole regular season.
Are you talking about the Mavs or the Rockets?
I'm talking about the Rockets. Like, why do you want them to just completely switch it up? I think the more logical thing to do, and this is what Luka and the Dallas Mavericks do, is they run that same thing. Even though they're in the fourth, it was a close game, it doesn't matter. They're drawing up and running the same system. And I agree that star players need to take over.
Yeah.
But they're gonna get their shots eventually when others make their shots. It's gonna open up things for them.
No,
if you just completely isolate the last 5 minutes, the defense knows that all I gotta do is focus on this guy.
I know. In the last 5 minutes, I understand. Okay, like it's crunch time. You can pass it to other guys. But if it's a last shot in the last minute of the game, I want my star player to have the ball in my hand and make the play.
But how many times is that gonna happen?
The perfect situation was when Chris Paul in the OKC and then when he was on the Rockets, right? He let his guys do whatever they wanted in the third quarter. You know, they got their shots. Schroeder got his shots. You know, they get the shot. Fourth quarter comes, Chris Paul is going to have the ball in his hand. He's going to be taking that mid-range jumper. He's going to be making the smart play in the last 5 minutes. But I would rather have James Harden shoot the ball every time than to have PJ Tucker take a shot.
Just look at this. How many times is that going to happen where the game is on the line and there's 10 seconds left and you need somebody to take a shot? That doesn't happen. Most of the time what happens in the 7-game stretch.
Not even a 10 seconds.
No, but most of the time what happens in the 7-game stretch is that there's 2 to 3 minutes left. It's a free throw game. People are, the team who is making more free throws ends up winning. It's like the game ends way before those last crucial minutes that you're talking about in most of the time, right? I mean, so those are the moments when you need to run the smart play, make the right shots, and take the lead. You want to extend your lead as much as possible. So, I mean, you keep saying that in the clutch we want the ball in the All-Star's hand. That's obvious, but how many times is that going to happen?
No, but look, having the ball in your hand doesn't mean just scoring all the time, dude. But I'm always going to give the 2018 Rockets example because that's what sticks out the most when it comes to Harden's career. He made the right plays. Like, Trevor Ariza went over 11. We forget that. Eric Gordon was missing open threes.
PJ
Tucker was missing open threes. It's not like James Harden was the only one that was taking the shots and missing them. He had the ball in his hand. He was making the right play. His players, his teammates were missing shots too. And then it just adds up when you yourself start missing those threes as well.
Yeah, you're talking about the 27 missed shots?
The 27 missed threes, right? Yeah. I'm talking about, like, it wasn't just Harden missing 27 straight threes.
Yeah.
In the fourth quarter when it came, he made it. He dished it out. He made the right pass. His players didn't make it. So then, he decided, like, I'm going to start taking them. And then at that point, there's so much pressure on you already because there's so many missed shots. There's 26 missed threes. That's 27 threes is going to have a lot of pressure on it, right? He has that pressure every time because he's going to be the one creating. And then if his players start missing even more, it puts even more pressure on him.
First of all, the 27 shots, I think it was an anomaly. Second,
Harden did make the 4-point play, and
then I also think that the Mavs just have better shooters.
Yeah, overall now they do.
So I don't trust Rocket shooters. I mean they're streaky throughout the regular season, and it's always like that. It's a volume game for them, and in regular season they get volume shots and they make a good percentage just because they're taking so many shots. Yeah. So, I mean, in the playoff, though, it's completely different. You have to be more efficient. And I just think, overall, though, the Mavs are running a more efficient system. But I do think you can't compare the skill set. Harden is definitely probably a better skilled player. But Luka Doncic has a lot more to go, and I think he'll surpass Harden.
This whole thing started with, I mean, at the end of the day, the Rockets, they built a system around Harden.
Do not say ball hog.
Do not say ball hog.
His whole thing started with ball hog.
Just because you don't like the term, he's a ball. Yeah, you just don't like the term ball hog. But at the end of the day, I'll say is this: if you were playing pickup basketball and you never met anyone, you have no personal connections, and someone came there as cold as Harden, and he played the same way Harden did every play, where every play is he's gonna do something, and then y'all do something else, and then if he
that's how pickup is usually played.
Nah, not like that.
Nobody plays team ball in pickup, dude. I'm playing pickup.
But when that game's over, you might be he's cold, but that dude's a ball hog. They built a system that's perfect, or they built a system around his ability to be a great ball hog. Bro, it's crazy.
I'm playing a pickup game. I see a dude going off like Harden. I would give him the ball, bro. Like, yo, you hot?
But that's if a dude's going off.
Harden always be going off.
But imagine if it's every time. Doesn't matter. He's gonna take.
Bro, if you ask and you taking shots, I'm gonna be pissed. But if you're hooping. You're killing me. You killing the teammates, the defenders. Take the ball.
Then you agree. You're gonna build a team around him.
Hey, give you the best chance to win. I'm a winner. I want to win.
Then that's all I said. They built a
but
great.
But don't say ball.
It's a ball.
He's a playmaker, dude.
He's not a playmaker. He's a ball. Stop.
Playmaker.
No, LeBron's
Harden is a playmaker.
LeBron's a playmaker. Actually, I don't think Kyrie's a playmaker. He's not. He's a.
Kyrie's a ball hog.
Well, Harden is.
Hey, Celtics.
Kyrie's a big.
We saw Kyrie on the Celtics.
Kyrie's less of
man is a ball hog.
Harden's more of a ball hog than Kyrie.
Harden makes a better play.
Just because he makes he'll make better passes, but he's more of a ball hog than Kyrie.
Hey, no Tommy, way. Can I say something? Women lie, men lie, stand still lie. The dude's been averaging like 9 to 10 assists.
Yeah, that's.
How you gonna say he a ball hog though?
You can't say that, man.
I mean, I agree. I agree with you
hey,
that he shouldn't have as much of a usage as he currently does, but that's because he's the only playmaker on the team.
People make it seem like ball hog is just a bad term. Being a ball hog does not mean that's just his. That's his
Bro,
Hall of Fame.
If you
Bag.
look at it,
He has Hall of Fame.
James
ball
Harden
hog.
played with Chris Paul and he played with Westbrook, who required the ball. So you can't say that he doesn't share the wealth. He doesn't share the ball.
They ball hog. I said they built a system around ball hog. I literally said that what it is Harden's on the ball hog, and if Harden isn't ball hogging, then Westbrook is going to ball hog. That is their system.
Playmate.
Nobody else dribbles in the Rockets besides those two guys.
Yeah, you have.
Everybody
they
else
It's
has
straight
been
up
three,
ball hog.
which is a good system.
It's a great system.
You don't want those guys.
That's
dribbling.
what I said. I think they might win the champion. I said literally all I said is Harden's going to win the MVP. They built a great system around his ability to ball hog.
Oh my god!
And y'all making it seem like I'm attacked. This is the most credit I've ever given this team, and y'all are still getting mad. He's a great ball hog. There's nothing wrong
So
with
is
it.
Devin Booker not a ball hog?
Get your point.
The
Get your
chemicals.